What's going on, y'all? This is your girl, Shauna Speaks, and this is the Male and Female Perspective Podcast. And I'm here with my dope co-host, Just Comply.
What's up, Shauna?
What's up, Comply?
How you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Tuesday. Happy Taco Tuesday.
Again. We back on schedule, y'all. We back on schedule. And you know how we do. Let's go.
Let's get it.
What's going on? Comply?
How's your weekend? How was your weekend?
It was good.
You do anything?
Yeah, I worked.
Sounds about right. We did the same thing.
I worked. My son came and visited me on Sunday, so I took a little hooky day.
Okay.
Spend with him. Okay. You know, he came from out of town to visit me. So
okay, that's what's up.
Well, he didn't come to visit me. He didn't come to visit me. He came to go to his fraternity, and then he slid through after the fact. You know,
you just had to make you had to make the distinction, huh? Like,
yeah, because he gonna watch this.
He didn't come to see me.
No, he didn't come to see me.
Okay.
Nope.
All right.
Hope you're listening, son. Love you.
You know what? I know he's just shaking his head like
he does. He's stuck with me just like you are. Who cares? Oh well.
You know, sheesh.
How was your weekend?
It was good. I worked the weekend, and I worked and slept. That's all I did for the weekend.
Such
I worked
and
slept.
Such a good thing. Yeah, I like sleeping and not doing nothing for the jobs that we do. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you need that mental break. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So what's on your mind, Comply?
So, you know, we got this is episode 13.
13. We are doing it, y'all. We are doing it.
There.
We are in there.
Like swimwear.
I'm excited.
To everybody that has been, you know, following us, we appreciate it. You know, we get a lot of positive feedback. I just wish that, you know, more people would, you know, leave comments and, you know, thoughts, and, you know, we interact, we answer. Like if you leave a comment, we will answer the comment, or, you know, if you have any suggestions, if you have any opposite thoughts of what we talk about, like feel free to, you know, put your thoughts there. You know, who knows? We might have you come on and be a part of, you know, be a guest on our podcast. So, you know,
shoot us an email. You know?
Shoot us an email. Yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
At the male and female POV at gmail.com. Is that correct?
That's it.
I got it now.
So proud of you.
And, you know, I'm trying.
Doing your homework.
You know what I'm saying? How dare I? You know, for everybody that's listening, please like, share, subscribe, follow, comment. You know, we definitely appreciate it. We're on TikTok. We're on YouTube. We're on BuzzFeed. We're on Buzzsprout. We're on
Apple,
Spotify, Apple Music. Anywhere that you can play a podcast, you can find us, the male and female's perspective. Right. So we appreciate it. So today, the topic of discussion is modern dating, is it gone? Is it done? Is it doomed?
It's doomed. It's doomed.
Something tells me that me and my partner are going to be on opposite sides of the spectrum in this one, but we shall see.
It's doomed.
You want to lead? Because you know you saying it's doomed, so I just wanna hear how you feel it's doomed.
How you doing out there, y'all? All right, how you doing? All right. I say that the modern dating is doomed because we don't court anymore, and we don't date properly anymore. I think we always, of course, said it early in the podcast about, when we were younger, how dating went. You liked somebody, you didn't play games. That was the person, you dated them, and you was happy for a couple of months, maybe a couple of years. Now it's like everybody's trying to get to that top floor of that high-rise building for the better, for the better, for the better. And then we end up all by ourselves. That's just how I feel. I feel like we're not, for me, my pastor always said that dating is data. And I thought that was the most profound advice that I could ever hear. That dating is data. It means that this is why I have a discrepancy between why men don't want women to date multiple men at the time that they're dating them, because they're in this assumption that we're sleeping or having intimacy with the men that we're dating, which is so far from the truth. In reality, I am collecting data, like, asking questions. There's a lot, like dating.
You sure they're collecting data and not DNA?
Oh, snap. Boom. Did he just say that? Well, you know what? No, you absolutely right. But yeah, so we're not collecting data, you're collecting Dana. As Medea would say. But no, because we're dating wrong. Dating is just you going out with somebody, sitting down with them, and I'm not trying to make it seem so professional, but it's like an interview. Is this your person? Dating is where you ask the hard questions, right? Because you sit across from this handsome man and you mesmerize, he got good cologne on, he got on his best shirt, crispy Timbs on or sneakers or whatever, a fitted maybe, I don't know. And y'all rocking. And now you don't forgot everything you're supposed to ask him because you don't want him to, or this night to end. It happens to a lot of women. We get like a deer in headlights when we're looking at this handsome man sitting across from us. But for me, the hard questions need to be asked during the dating phase. There should be no physical anything. That's just my opinion. But now that we are overstepping that, we're rushing things. Everything is a microwave response, not an oven, right? We want to cook a turkey in a microwave. We're not taking the 6 hours. And I'll land for now and let you in and out.
No,
yeah, but I just think that's why it's doomed, because we're not dating properly.
So I was going to ask a question to you first before I gave my response.
Okay. I like questions
because you said earlier that that people aren't courting anymore. So, in your view, what's the difference between dating and courting?
Okay,
and
so
is it that the dating part is dead, or is it the courting that people are people still going on just the data collecting, or are they moving straight into the courtship?
No, they're moving straight into the marriage without a ring or vows. Courting, biblically, in any type of sustainable religion, right? Courting, if you did it in the Muslim aspect or even in the Jewish community, when you courted a woman, a young girl could not go on a date with a young man by herself. They were chaperoned. That's the proper way. When you courted, this means that this person was unto marriage. That's what courting is. Courting is dating with a purpose. So now you date, you get the hard questions out the way. Is your mama on psychotropic medications? Do you come from a long line of 304s? You got any Uncle Pookies that's pimps in your family? It's questions that you need to ask. Different diseases. These are things that nobody want to ask because you feel like you are, don't laugh, that you feel like you are insulting somebody, but these are the questions you need to ask. And if a person don't want to answer these questions, you need to get up. So to answer your question, courting is unto marriage or onto that committed relationship.
Got it.
So for me, you can't have dating because you're doing it wrong. So people are starting out, hey, I'm talking to you for a couple of weeks on the phone. We going about 3.5 dates. I'm at your house. We Netflix and chilling. I'm touching you, touching me. I'm saying no, but saying yes at the same time. And next thing you know, we doing what married people do. But we're not married. So courting is not even happening. That's why I said that, the dating and we're doomed because we're not doing it the right way. So when I come on the scene as an old-fashioned woman of how my grandmother raised me, to wait, to not let a man pick you up from home, not to come to your house, open your door, you present yourself a certain way, I'm looked at as crazy or bougie because I'm like you said what I'm a liar.
You're
I'm an
outlier.
outlier. Right.
You said a liar.
Yeah, I'm joking from last week. Those who know, get it.
Right.
So now I'm sitting. So that's why for me it's hard because it seems like a man don't want that.
Mm.
I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. And for the most part, the reason why there's a lot of men that don't want that is because of the fact that there's so many others that's out here that they don't have to go through that with. You know what I mean? Like,
but you say go through that like it's a bad
taking
thing.
the shortcut. No, but it's the instant society that we live in. Everything's, that the radiation from the microwave is not good for you, but it's a convenience. So therefore, I will risk the radiation in order for me to heat up this food rather than going and buying me put the oven on toast or broil or whatever else like that. To preserve this meal, that's the society in which we live in. So to answer the question initially, is modern dating doomed? I would say yes and no, and the reason why I would say yes and no is because
let me hear this.
Everyone has there's so many different views on what dating is. If you ask 100 people today what dating looks like to them, you're going to get so many different variations of what dating is.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like if you just singularly, not get the people in a group and ask them what is dating for them, but get them individually and ask them questions, you'll get so many different variations of what dating consists of to them. Right?
What does save you?
So for me, I would say that dating is just like you said, collecting data. You know what I mean? We're just getting to know each other. We're just getting to find out, our niches. If we have any compatible compatible traits, or are we grounded in the same manner? You know what I mean? Like, what is your beliefs? What is my beliefs?
Yeah.
How does that work? What does that look like? Is it sustainable? All of those things you find out. Even financial data. Can you manage a household? How does your management style look? Things of that nature. Can you budget? Are you a spender? Are you a person that likes to save? Are you frugal? Like all of those things need to.
Do you think credit
is credit important?
Is a question, is that a question that you ask like on the first couple of dates?
Definitely, you have to know that because
nobody's asking that though.
But you set yourself up for failure if you don't, because you can't wait till it's time for you to get engaged or whatever.
That's why they doomed.
To start talking about start talking about credit.
You got I got 700. You I got 450.
I'm at 498. What?
You get a whole little mini house. What?
Right. Interest rate out of studio. Right. Interest rate out. They won't even let you get a Blockbuster card.
But people are not talking. I can honestly say I've never asked, and this is me and men in my era. I've never asked a man about his financial status other than knowing what he did for a living and see what he drove, where he lived. That kind of gave me an inkling of what I was dealing with to a certain point.
But that's a misnomer because you on the outside, that may look good or whatever else like that. But if you don't get to those hard questions, you don't know how he spends his money. He may be living check to check, living well above his means.
I'm admitting to you that I actually have never asked. I haven't dated in a while to even care to ask that question. To be real, I've been working on me, but I've never sat across and go, so what's your credit score? I always ask, like, what's your goals? And I ask questions in my mind that makes me feel secure that he's responsible to a certain point, because if I got a man that has his own home or has his own condo and has a brand new car, whatever, and I've been dating for a couple of months and the car ain't repoed and your lights ain't off and you living by yourself and you don't have a bunch of roommates, then I'm geared to believe.
That's an indicator.
That I'm geared to believe that you are somewhat responsible with your money. You're not living with your mom and you're not living like you said, with roommates or in a studio. Like, whatever's yours is yours, because I started with roommates in a studio and then I got my own condo. So I started, but I always been responsible. So there's certain things without saying that I do look for, but I have honestly have never asked a man his credit score because I wasn't even understanding life insurance and credit back then and how important it is for us as a Black community. So yes, my ignorance never asked it. It was predicated on what I saw and what I assumed because of what I saw.
Right.
Have you ever asked a woman her credit score?
As I've gotten older, yes. And the reason why I asked is because I worked so hard to get my credit score to where it was, or to where it is. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like now, like if we're going to become a union, well, your credit score is going to affect mine. Like,
yes.
You know what I mean? Like, or if you need something or whatever else like that, I need to know like what I'm co-signing to or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, because you be in trouble.
You got
$100,000 debt. That's your debt.
Right. And that part right there. Is that,
you got child support arrears. That's your support. And now there's a lot of women that are not taking on their husband's last name for that reason right there.
Yeah. And I can understand why.
Yeah, I'm a hyphenate.
I can understand why. I really honestly I can understand truly why.
Yeah, me too.
Because because of the fact that, some of these guys out here that I've been listening to on these TikTok, it's amazing when I listen to some of these panels, like some of the things that you women go through in regards to us dudes and like women taking on this man's child support and all this other stuff. Like, it's the wildest thing to me, and I'm like, have we as men lost our pride somewhere?
But this is what happens if you get married, right? So it goes into that doom. It's like dating. Boom, I messed up. I didn't ask enough questions. Now I'm courting. And now I'm engaged and I'm in this cloud, and now boom, the marriage is over. We living together. Boxes is being shared. Things is being taken out of storage. And I got to deal with your skeletons out your closet.
Because you didn't ask the appropriate questions before you got there.
I'm ready to get a house. I'm excited because I've been holding on for the past something years not to get my house for me because I want to get it with my spouse. And I can't. Well, I can because my credit score going to pull it. But if we got 2 sevens,
I can't put you. I can't put you on the loan.
You can't. I can't add.
And I can't add your. That means I can't add your income
at all. Because they're not gonna give me that much. With me alone, I could probably get about $400,000. If yours together, we could probably get a $1.7 million, maybe $700,000 house loan together. If I had you and your credit bad, $250,000 maybe. And they want $100,000 down.
Down.
Out that. Your PMI gonna be out the window. You are a liability.
You are definitely a liability. But you see, these are not the hard conversations that we're having.
No, because we're scared. Because we make ourselves a union with this man. In our mind, he's the one. And he ain't. And we don't want to ask the questions because we don't want to insult or we don't want to push away. But then that comes from different traumas and being people pleaser. That's a whole other situation. That's why therapy is important, because now you get to see the things that why you're scared to ask questions, or why you scared to make somebody mad, or why you scared to hear no, or why you can't take rejection. Has nothing to do with the person. It has everything to do with what you went through in your childhood. And these are traumas that come with us in our adulthood that keeps us from asking those hard questions, that keep us silent when we're not sexually satisfied, or we're not happy because we don't want to make this person mad, but they're making us upset. Right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Triggered.
You telling the truth.
Sorry. I had a moment because these women are messing their lives up doing this crap.
and I mean, and vice versa. You know, like I mean, like it's an insult in my view to both people if you're not having these type of conversations before you start talking about moving in with each other and making your union one. Like even if it ain't a marriage thing, it's
Right.
just if you're talking about making the household one, y'all need to have these type of conversations. Why wait until you move in and then all of a sudden now you want to have the conversation?
Right.
Like,
They got mail and now they ain't going nowhere.
right.
Now you got a transient in your house.
You got a squatter, a whole squatter in your
What? He
joint.
ain't going nowhere. She ain't going nowhere. Later,
You got squatter rights,
your
you
kid's
know?
cereal.
Right. Eat the kids' snacks.
You just gonna pick up the whole milk?
Right. Drink out of it and then put it back in the refrigerator.
Right. You ain't say nothing for the kids. No, they getting up later.
You know?
You should be able to get a cup of milk or a glass of milk predicated on your credit score. You get to get this much of food predicated on what your credit score is. People will be starving out here. Could you imagine?
Yeah. But, you know, like, to me, it's like the dating phase is, like you said, it's the collecting data part of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. You know what? This is the vital information that I need to know in order for me to decide that, you know what, that's the person that I want to spend time with, that I want to give my invest in. You know what I mean? And then you move into the courtship. Now, the courtship, like you said, you know, if we go by our mothers and fathers, you know,
biblical
that was
principles. Mm-hmm.
Or the biblical principles. It was, you know, you getting to know this person on an intimate level, but not so intimate to where y'all, you know, y'all going full, you know, y'all going places unchaperoned and things of that nature. Like you still were respectful, you know, to each other and to your family. You know what I mean? Because it was considered dishonorable for you to be messing around while
be
you're not
behind closed doors with a man. Yeah, for a woman, that was
right.
Especially with no family around. Yeah,
right. It was considered a disgrace at one point in time. You know what I mean? And we held true to that till we start blurring those lines between dating, courting, and marriage. Right?
Yeah.
And so now all of a sudden, people think that I should go from dating to marriage, but you don't got to give me the ring though. I just need the activities of the marriage.
Right.
So I'm a cook for you. I'm a clean for you. I'm gonna do all these things to show you that I'm a wife. I don't know if you're my husband or not, but damn it, you know, if I show you that I'm your wife enough time, right? If I show you that I'm enough of a wife, maybe, just maybe, you might appreciate me and make me your wife. No, and that's not how it works. Because
you're doing wifely duties on a girlfriend budget. I said that in my book.
And it was always supposed to be, you know what? It is the man that determines. He makes the woman his wife. Is this thing on again?
Hello.
It is the man
Say louder for the women in the back.
The women or the woman his wife. So therefore, he chooses you. You don't choose him. It doesn't matter what you may do.
I gotta choose you
if
back.
he does not want you in that particular capacity. It is unfortunate. And that's the reason why I've also heard and sit in different panels of different lives or different conversations where I've heard a woman say, well, you know, I was with him for some odd months or some odd years or whatever else like that. And he never talked about marriage or whatever. And then he got with that person. We broke up. He got with the next person. And in 3 months or 4 months or whatever, he wound up married.
Yeah. But that's
because you did all of that stuff for someone that wasn't your husband.
Yeah, but this goes back to, so I would like to add this in. Now you said dating and then marriage. Nobody
they're mixing dating, courtship, and marriage all into one.
They're not even but they're saying talking. I'm talking to this person because they downgrading dating. Like they don't even want to be like these men don't even want to be connected to naturally a woman will only be scared to one not to date or be in a relationship if she was hurt, didn't get healed and just got out of a marriage and still going through the divorce stages of that, and she just want to just be free and just be single, so she may not want to date and she willing to talk or just have something on the side, which we know is absolutely detrimental.
Right.
But now they're saying, now men are coming in and saying, we're talking, or I'm talking to her. So that like they even find a way to continue to downgrade what they are to us, but they're still getting the benefits of what a wife, of what a husband is supposed to get.
And
I'm talking to you, but
right. And
I'm
that
eating.
is why it is your responsibility as the woman then to not be able to accept that, because, you know, for me, this is my thought. For me, you define what you want when you're a man. You know what I mean? You give a definition to it. Like,
without being said, because a lot of men don't say nothing, but they actually speak louder.
But here's where my pushback comes.
You talking from a level of a heel man.
Yeah, because I don't know nothing about that. What I do know is I know the power of a woman. You know what I mean? And what I also recognize is that there's not a lot of women that know their power. Like when a man wants a woman enough, he will meet the challenge of that woman. So if your standard is here and you stay with your standard here, that man is going to find out one or two things. Either one, he's not capable of meeting that challenge, or he's going to raise himself to the level to meet that challenge. And he'll find out that, you know what, I am better for it. And there's a lot of men that has been out of, but there's been a lot of men out here. There's been a lot of men that have been able to say, you know what, I found the best version of myself when I found my woman. And she was this way, and she challenged me, and I became this for her. So, you know, so there's an accountability level that if that's what we're recognizing, it's because we're giving to me, there are a lot of women that's acquiescing too much, and you're giving away too much of your power. And so these men out here are taking advantage of the fact that, you know what, if you're going to cede your power to me, and I could be a lesser version of myself and still get you, and still get your attention, and still get the, you know, the rewards of being in your presence. And so why would I do anything more than what I've been doing? Like,
I mean, well, if we're not giving you a reason to do more, then why do more? Right? They said, you know, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free?
That part, and that's the unbridled truth right there.
Yeah, I mean, I just believe like we have a lot of work to do, and it seems like as more as the years and these that's gone by, we are becoming so much apart. And we're at war with each other over the most dumbest things, in my opinion.
You know why though?
What I realize is that women are tired, men are tired. We're both tired, and the outside sources or the outside white noise that we continue to hear on a daily basis is becoming so much louder that we cannot hear each other, right? Because it's like it's one thing to speak to understand. And listen to understand, and there's another thing of waiting to respond with no understanding of what's being said. So we're not listening to each other. That's why people can say and joke about, oh, our podcast is too healthy. Yeah, because we've done the work. We've done the work. And for you to even say that you're looking for controversy or want to hear a little knick-knack, whatever, in the end of the day, then I can tell where you are in your life. Everything is not going to be a chucking and a driving and a yelling and a disrespect. Sometimes you got to listen. We listen to understand. Like, I'm not going to be offended by you saying something that's the truth. It's also your delivery, you know, and you got to choose your battles also.
Correct. I
Yeah,
agree
so
1000% with that. But I would say that part of the issue that a lot of people is having is that they're worrying about people that ain't theirs anyway. You worrying about their opinion or how this man feel about women or whatever like that, but that ain't your man. Is this thing going? That
it's
ain't
on. It
your
ain't. It's
man.
on because let me tell you something. Literally, he ain't yours. But if you gave up your cookies and he's in your cookie jar,
But
spiritually he yours, and that's something you can't turn off. Wrong, wrong, but still understandable. But you gotta control yourself.
Like there are people that are allowing the words of a person that they would never sleep with or whatever to affect how they view men or men or women. Right?
What do you
There are
mean
people
the
that's
one they would
listening.
never sleep with?
Like there's a lot of women out here that know they wouldn't give a damn about what Kevin Samuel was saying, because they would have never have been. They didn't find Kevin Samuel attractive for them or compatible for them or whatever the case may be.
At all.
But they gave a damn about what he had to say, and it was affecting so many people to where it was a back and forth thing between men and women, because men were, there was a bunch of men and even some women that were, agreeing with what Kevin Samuel was saying, and then women that was on the flip side of that was like, well, that's not true, and so they felt like they were. In my view, it felt like they was internalizing a lot of stuff that he was saying, when in actuality, you are letting the opinion of a man that would never be your whatever you may call it, to, you know what I mean, to affect how you view. So like it was all.
But that happens on social media daily, though, with these men that have these platforms.
And that's the problem right there. But
it's a no-win. It's a no-win. You have to.
It is a win. There's a win in there, but you have to be strong enough to find your win. Like if you allow social media to narrate what you think you deserve and what you think is out there for you, because I mean, I don't believe God has brought us this far to leave us,
No, he ain't leave us, but he did leave us with a curse when it come to women.
Right.
And women have to understand that. When I say it's a no-win, it's because we are geared more to hear the opinion or the fact or the advice of a man, because biblically, this is where we get it wrong. The Bible says that your husband will lord over you, meaning have control, or whatever the word is, like having that upper hand, right? It's inevitable. Unfortunately, because we have sinned and have strayed away from the order of God, the order of how he said it, from man, woman, from him, man, woman, child, right? That pecking order. We have strayed away from that. So now women allowing the boyfriend, the social media influencer to lord over their mind. And that's why I said it's a no-win. And I do agree with you about to say about if you're not strong enough. So I'm going to say, for me, I have gotten pulled in listening for content purposes, right? But still listening in the rooms that I know I demise or despise, because I know that this is spewing, but I listen as a life coach to hear and listen to the mindset of the women, but I also know why it's happening to us. So there's so many things that's set in stone by God, by the universe, by being on this earth and how long, and some of our stories are already written, is why I said, in my perspective, in my opinion, is why I feel that we have lost or losing, because some of us are not going to ever be strong enough to pull away from, like that moth to a flame. Right? Deers in the headlights. Some of us are not going to ever have that strength to pull away from and go, you know what, this man is toxic, and he's misogynistic, and he's he's chauvinistic, and he just have some type of hatred for women. Let me get off the platform, because we're so mesmerized by the stupidity that's going on social media. So a lot of women are not ever going to be strong enough. I'm telling you, it took me a while to be able to separate the two. It really did. That's
So
why I said what I said.
Right. Do you know the number one responsibility of a king or lord to his people?
It's to rule. It's to have order and put things in place to give to delegate jobs and positions to the people of the kingdom to keep it running.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not,
I would say
if that's my opinion, that's my
yeah,
definition.
right. I would say his number one responsibility is to serve his people in whatever manner that is necessary in order for you to make their jobs better, so that way your kingdom has peace, right?
Okay.
And with that being said, so if you have your quote unquote lord or king of your household, and if his job is serving you,
Mm-hmm.
well then one of the things that I'm going to recognize in my servitude is that your voice is just as important as mine. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
hear you. I'm going to listen to you because yeah, though I might have the last word, you've given me wise counsel. I
Right.
chose you, right? So if I've chosen you to be my partner, to be my my rib, to be
Mm-hmm.
my better half, then I owe it to you and I owe it to myself to hear you what you have to say because yeah, I may have the last word, but it's not as if the words that come out of your mouth isn't important. And if it's not important, then why have you then? Why choose you?
I absolutely agree, but according to these TikTok scholars, we don't have no rights. I feel like we're going back. Like it has nothing to do with the other counterparts. We are dooming ourselves. I'm not even worried about that side. I promise you, I'm not, because I'm not trying to be with them or marry them or coexist with them. I mean, we gotta coexist with them, but like
Mm-hmm.
in my immediate space, it's not even a
Right.
thing outside of work.
Right.
So if I feel more secure on that side than I do this side, then I know it's a problem.
Right.
And I'm not easily feared or worried about a lot of things, but the way that we are going in this dating realm, the way that this life is being produced and recreated, and how we being fruitful and multiplying, and
Mm-hmm.
the mental health issues that seem to be worldwide culturally for us, it's scary. So I do go back to saying that yes, I do believe that the dating in 2024 and beyond is doomed, because nobody wants to. This is what I feel. Everybody's cocky, and everybody don't want to realize that maybe you're just not that person, and maybe you got a lot to work on, and maybe you're not what you think you are. Nobody wants to
So you
sit down
believe
with
there's a lack of
themselves.
humbleness out there?
Yeah, because these people think they deserve absolutely the greatest of all, like Whitney Houston was saying, and they don't, because you're not there. Now, where I was a couple of years ago, before I knew who I was, before I took this journey on self-awareness, self-reflection, and even as a life coach, you training and getting my certifications, I have to be a partaker in the very thing I'm learning.
Okay.
Right, to learn emotional intelligence and cognitive thinking and behavior, and stop overthinking. Sorry, my little ADHD self, it's a lot.
Right.
If I would have thought that I was a great wife to be back then, where I'm at now, I didn't know what the hell I was thinking about, because I'm not that person, but I thought I was.
So, got a question.
Again,
because you said something that made me think about. So, do you believe that it's the person themselves that set their value, or do you think that it's others around them that sets their value? Like you say that a lot of folks is confident, kind of cocky, arrogant types, whatever else like that. They think they the stuff or whatever else like that. So is that a them setting their value to everyone else, and that's how it should be, or should it be that, you know what, you are what other people say you are?
So it's twofold, and I'm not trying to straddle.
Okay.
I can never tell nobody not to be confident. We had this conversation. I can never tell nobody not to have this conversation about not being confident. You absolutely are supposed to have some form of confidence, but when you become delulu, right? I'll give you an example. This is just
I was
me.
going to ask for one.
This is just me.
Okay.
You don't know me, but you meet me, and from just the look of you, you're not. You standing before me. You don't look like a bum, right? I don't know you a bum yet, but you standing before me. We have our first conversation. We talk. What you do? What you do? What you live? Blah blah blah. What you drive? You see me drive? Whatever. I say I drive this, I live here, I do this, I have that, I have this, I have that. Just not like I'm boasting, but I'm giving you who Shauna is.
Right.
You know, before you tell me anything about yourself, if you deserve to be with me.
Okay.
I live with my mother. I work at McDonald's, and I'm not taking nothing from the McDonald's employees. I thank you for your service. I live with my mother. I ain't paying child support. I don't drive. I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I'ma still stay in this woman's face, or not giving me the responsibility yet. But you heard what I said, so you should know my worth so far, and I know my worth, right? So, but you still gonna try me. Because there's a lot of men out there and women that know that they don't deserve a certain type of caliber woman and man, but they still throw their sexual parts at them. Because I'm gonna sex them down and weigh them down. So that's the fold of you having your stuff all together. Okay. Then on the flip side, you have people out here that have a lot of things going on and showing this side. They got this, they got that. But mentally, the capacity, they know they don't even have that ounce, like I talked about the ounce in the pint in the gallon, to be able to fulfill any need for you. A lot of men are mentally unavailable, emotionally unavailable. So there's different levels to my cockiness or my confidence about myself. So you could be overconfident or in denial, knowing that you don't deserve somebody, but I hear men, but I want her. So because I know I really don't deserve her, let me go ahead and lie and get and woo her. And this with most men, and I hear this all the time. And I told a young guy at my job the other day, I was like, talking to him because he looked at the podcast, started following us, and he's younger. And I try to mentor some of the young guys to not be the men that we're dealing with. And I was talking about my son, and he was like, yeah. He said, yeah. So you can't be, benefits with friends with benefits. I said, what are you benefiting from when you say that for yourself as a young man? Oh, I want her. I understand that. I go, but do you tell her that you don't like her like that, and all you really want to do, you see her in a sexual aspect? Are you telling her that these are words that you're using to get her? Right. He's like, I'm not gonna tell her that. I said, why not? Are you not confident? Do you know in your right mind that no woman in her right mind and would ever say yes to that? Now there's some that will. I asked him that question. So I said, let me give you a question. Let me give you a little analogy. He didn't like it, but I had to, and I'm gonna say it, so hope ever hear it. I said, there's no difference, in my opinion, for a pedo that's out here with puppies and candy and ice cream that's luring little kids because they have a ulterior motive or to get to the end goal of what they're trying to get, than a man that knows he don't like this woman and he's not gonna tell her the truth. And he lures her with love bombing and gifts and woo talking to get to the end goal. He like, oh, that's a reach. I said, it's not a reach. He said, I would never touch kids. I said, I get that, but you still have an end goal. You're still trying to get something that you want and you're using deceit and you're using lies. I said, I don't care how you see it, but there's no difference. It sounds like it's harsh, but think about what you're doing. Morally, you're luring a woman to give you something that you know you don't deserve, and knowing that if you tell her the truth, if you that confident about yourself, that she might say no, but because you want her and you're going to do whatever you got to get her, you're not going to tell her the truth.
Okay, so the thin line between love and hate?
And he sat there, he thought about it, but he didn't like the pedal part. But I said,
of course
I said,
but
right. I said, but I'm going to say I said, so I'm going to say this. Y'all men that do that, y'all are weird. You are weird. And the more men that clown you on, y'all, it doesn't make it right.
Yeah.
But y'all weird. That's a weird concept.
Yeah.
It's definitely so weird to me.
It is. It is definitely that.
I would rather men say,
why not tell the truth? Why not be 100
they know,
in
because again, like the man with the puppy. Hey, I lost my dog. Hey, can you help me find him? Right? There's a fetish. There's a want, and that's how men, and that's unfortunate from child abuse and stuff like that, are over sexualized, and there's no control. So you're not acting on just, hey, I'm attracted to you, like we talked about, being behind closed doors. You like somebody, that's your person, and you want them. That's a mutual understanding. It's one thing that you see somebody, shorty got a fat. Oh, look at those I gotta have that. Now you in that animalistic thought. And you're gonna do anything that you gotta do to make this stuff go down. I heard a guy say, oh, she wasn't that pretty, but I couldn't let her know that I had to tell her because I had an end goal. And I go, you said that loud on TV. You said that on social media. It's playing. And they say it is roll off your tongue like nothing. And I heard a lot of guys say it.
I said it myself.
I know about I said it myself. Yeah, you said it too. I was like, blah. Like, what are you doing?
It is the truth of the matter. Like,
that bothers me. I don't know if it's not. I don't know. I don't want to say it's a trigger for me going through what I went through as a kid, because that's two different things. I know how to set it aside. Yeah, but just the fact of a man that can sit in my face knowing that he don't like me like that. He just want one thing. And what I don't like is when now we are called, oh, you're playing victim. But I'm not a super person. I'm not superwoman. I don't know. I can't read your mind and know you lying unless I know you lying. Everybody don't know that you're lying. Right? So now how do we get to that? So, I know we get to talk about how do you get protected from that? That's all.
So what I would say in regards to that is that, it takes us a while to realize that sex isn't the only thing, right? That there's more to value, or more value. It takes us a while to get there. Once we get there, it's a completely different other thing. So yeah, I told you about. I was talking to him about my experience, because yeah, I can definitely understand where there were times where the person wasn't that attractive or whatever. But my end goal was, I just want to complete the task that I set out. That's it. You know what I mean? No love, no none of that. You know what I mean? Right. Now for me, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie and be like, well, I want a relationship. No, hey,
well,
we did our thing.
If you honest, then I can't. I'm not talking about the honest guys, because there are some guys like, yo, I want you. Once a guy say I want you, you know what it means.
Yeah.
Right. We play with fire when we think we're gonna make y'all wait. If you say this to me from a club or outside, you fine, you pretty, I want you. We know what that word means.
We know what that is.
We know what it is, so we're not gonna play with that. But if you say, I've been watching you and I would like to get to know you, but then in the getting to know me, you ain't asking me no questions that pertain to getting to know me. Everything is in the window. Yeah. Hey, what you got on? What you sleeping? Just got the shower?
Right.
You're like, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm fully clothed.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I'm trying to understand, because like I said, this is when women and men, there's some things about each other that we're not going to understand.
Yeah.
Before I close myself off and be completely triggered by that weirdo act, and I just, it drives me crazy to hear it. Mm-hmm. But I hear so many men do it. So now I'm like, is it just that animalistic nature about when we call you predators? And we go, not in a negative way, but y'all are
right. I get what you mean,
right?
Yeah,
but then when I say the word and then I see that, it kind of detours me to the other way.
Well,
and
I mean,
so it's like
because we're the pursuers. You know what I mean? So y'all, you will never understand it, because you'll never, you've never been the pursuer. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to, right? It's kind of hard to explain.
I've been the pursuer. I have.
It's kind of
I
hard to
learned that it
explain
wasn't.
to the prey how to be a pursuer. You know what I mean?
Right. I pursued and was prayed. I just jumped in the lion's mouth. Here I go. Here I go. You even got to chase me, sir. I'm right here. What's up? You want a drink?
Right.
You ain't never see a deer jump in the lion mouth. Here I go. You even got to work. I'm right here. I'm pursuing you. I'm pursuing you to eat me.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all. I'm out. I lost a leg and a limb. I'm the conqueror today. But that's stupid as hell. But don't that make sense?
But it makes sense because I mean, like seriously,
like
for real, like we
just let you you ain't gotta do nothing. Go ahead.
You ain't gotta do, you know. But
like, wait,
it's
the
kind of
lion
hard.
even gonna want you,
right? And it's hard to explain that because like I can say when I was younger, I made a whole lot of decisions that was very rash. You know what I mean? And the only thing that I can attribute it to is that I was thinking with my hormone froze. Like I didn't care nothing about values and stuff like that. It wasn't until I actually was in love with a woman and got hurt by her that I really understood, the difference. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand where you're coming from, where y'all coming from when y'all say that or whatever. But you have to understand that, from young men growing up or whatever, like this whole entire society is over sexualized. So
it is.
we just view it as, okay, you know what? They doing them and I'm gonna do me. You know what I mean? And for some it's by any means necessary. I don't care nothing about, the collateral damage that comes with it. Not until it affects you personally.
But how does it affect you? How does it affect you personally when most of y'all just like I hear smash and dash? All right, so let me ask this question to you. You asked me the question about the person being overly confident or who determines the person's worth, right? And I didn't get a chance to finish out because I moved over, but I believe you could determine your worth, but then it seems like most people will say, oh, and I've heard this, oh, well, if she look like this, then you already know what she's for. So again, you're judging a book by its cover. And I understand that sometimes we have to cover up our cover because we can't leave a preconceived notion in your mind about us. So we have to we have to protect ourselves. But who do you think determines the value? Determines the value. Is it you, or do somebody else get to determine your value? Because I think somebody determining my value is selfish.
Yeah, I set my value, and then what I meet but it is also my responsibility that when I see that I'm losing the value that I think that I have, or I'm not of value or as much value as I thought that I was, depending on the person it's my responsibility to recalibrate, right?
Because y'all can recalibrate, but y'all get more chances than us because
everyone can recalibrate. Everyone
not according to these misogynistic socialites.
So we're not
but
going.
That's another story.
Right, we're not.
No,
going
I mean, but we're talking about it because the value. Because I can say what I am, but you're gonna tell me I'm 40, I got kids, or whatever the case may be. I'm overweight, da da da. My value is nothing. I'm only
Shauna,
used for one thing. I'm just trying to tell you.
If I may for just a moment, Shauna,
you can go ahead.
A lot of these people that be saying that or whatever ain't getting no ass anyway. So, like, why are we worrying about what they're saying? Like,
because they're damaging our youth. I'm not worried about me because I know who I am. So that's why I'm just giving me because I'm the person talking. So what I'm saying is I'm only going by what I'm hearing. What I'm saying is that if I let it penetrate, if this was me a couple of years ago when I didn't know, and any word can hurt me or make me feel less than about myself, then yes, everything that's being said on social media I'll be in a corner blowing bubbles. But as a life coach to young girls and to women that don't have this strength, like we were talking about, are pulling away, I'm upset for them. I'm upset for the men. That's why I had the conversation with my employee about him being 25 and his thought, because maybe I could say something that he don't hear it, but he'll think about it. It might show up later on. The morale of it. So you're right. These people are definitely doing whatever they want to do. So let me be clear. I'm talking about, I know who I am, right? And I know what I need to work on and what I'm fine with. So nobody can ever make me think different about myself. Not now.
Right.
So it's for the younger, the girls that click on the For You page and they hear these people saying this. You're not this. Nobody cares that you were essayed when you was 8 and 9, and now you over sexualized, and somebody, a demon came and attached themselves to you, and now you only know how to find pleasure in the thing that you should have never had pleasure from. Even the young boys with their uncles and fathers taking them out there to sleep with these old dusty women to show them manhood. This is what we're dealing with. Nobody understands that part when we become adults. That this is what we're holding on to. So when you tell me that I'm less than, or you tell these little girls they less than and they've been hurt, it's messed up. And I'm getting emotional because I was that little girl. And now I see little girls don't know that they're beautiful.
Right.
And that they worth is more than them being a 304 and they a hoe because you deem that about her. You don't know her history.
Right.
Sometimes just waking up in the morning is a lot, man.
Yeah.
That thing tears my heart up to hear these men, these old men out here, 40 and something, saying this stuff to these young girls. It hurts. It really, really does. That's who my heart hurts for. Not me. I'm good. But not for them, it hurts.
Right.
That's all.
I'm a 45-year-old man, and I'll say this to any person, to any young person that's listening.
I just get emotional about this
it's
stuff,
all good.
Man. I just love my people, and it's so sad they don't get it. You're not hurting me. I'm 49. I'm good. You hurting the young. You hurting the youth. They out here. They hating themselves. They turning their bodies around to appease what you say is what it is. But all you producing is 304s. A little girl can't become a 304 if she don't have a participant. How can she become a hoe if she don't have somebody that's hoeing her around? How?
Yeah.
Explain that part. No men want to talk about that. Y'all creeps. Period.
Yep.
Crazy.
I agree. And to any young lady that's out here, what I would say to you is you don't let no one else define who you are. You define who you are. You know what I mean? And
sorry, y'all.
There's a lot of folks that's out here. It's called projection. People see themselves a certain type of way. And because they see themselves a certain type of way, but they can't admit to who they are, then they put that off on their identity off on other people.
Absolutely.
You're only what you respond to. You're only what you entertain. So if that ain't you, you ain't got to answer to it. You ain't got to entertain it. You ain't got to do none of those things.
That's right.
That is the most.
It's not what they call you. Is what you answer to.
It's what you answer to. It's the most powerful thing that I have learned over my years. Right. Because there used to be certain things that used to trigger me. I was an orphan. I was a kid that didn't have a mom. So people that knew that used to weaponize that against me. And I would respond. Yeah. And I'd throw hands. And I'd keep throwing hands. Until after a while, I was like, you know what? Okay, so what? So what? So my mom left. Okay, right. What that got to do with anything?
I'm still here.
I'm still here. And I'm going nowhere. And so so I definitely I get what you're saying, but do understand also that a lot of these folks that have these platforms and put these microphones in front of them and lead down these dangerous paths or whatever, they're going to be held accountable to it. It may not be in this life.
Oh, yeah, they are.
It may not be in this life, but they're going to be held account for it. You know what I mean? Because you can't pastor or shepherd a flock and lead them into damnation and not have the blood on your hands eventually. You will answer to it.
You will answer.
You will answer to it. So for every single person that's out there, stay encouraged. Be encouraged. Know that there are some that you know what, it may take us a little while. But there's some of us that we definitely get it together.
That's right.
We get it together and we come out on the better side of it for it. I'm one of those people.
Proud of you. Y'all, this has been another Male and Female Perspective podcast. I am your host, Shauna Speaks, and I have the flyest co-host, my boy Jessica Ply.
Shauna, always, like,
always.
Much
Young
love.
ladies, love yourself and know your worth.
Know it.
Good night,
Stand
y'all.
on it.
That's right. Good night, y'all.
Good night.